Hello, wonderful and amazing beings of the universe. It is me, the nerdy stepdad, coming with you today to intro to mods in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So, what are mods? Why are they important? And how do you acquire those mods? How do you upgrade them? Today we're going over just how to acquire and upgrade. In future videos, I will teach you how to use the filtering system, what mods are good quality to upgrade, why you want to upgrade certain mods, how to sell your mods, and we'll even do some practical modding in future episodes. But for today, what are mods? Mods are ways to enhance our characters. There are going to be a variety of stats that you can get in order to increase your character, which we will go over each of them shortly. This is the mod screen after you click your character. Once again, we've picked Darth Vader. You just have to click any of these mods, either with your mouse or your finger on your phone. We do have 6 mods per character we can put in. We have what is called an arrow mod, triangle, cross, circle, diamond, and square. Different types of stat increases will require different ways to get bonuses. And here is that screen. For health, you will need 2 mods to get the set bonus. It'll be 5% unless the mod is at level 15, then it'll be a 10% increase. Defense is also a 2, and it increases your defense percentage. Crit damage I don't remember, so we're going to figure that out together. So crit damage is going to be a 4. So crit damage is going to be a 4. Crit chance is a 2. Tenacity is a 2, offense is a 4, potency is a 2, and speed is a 4. So for bonuses, you can do 1 4 and a 2. You can do 3 2s. Those are your options to get your set bonuses. Now, what are the different types of mods? We have our health mods, we have defense mods, crit damage, crit chance, tenacity, offense, potency, and speed. Here in mod challenges is where you will acquire mods, and you have to do each one of these tiers once to unlock the last tier. When farming, you will only do this last tier. You only want 5 dot and higher mods. You do not want anything lower, because anything lower than a 5 dot mod cannot be increased to a 6 dot mod, which is in-game goals, and there is no reason to waste your materials upgrading anything lower than a 5 dot mod. So when you are farming, to get mods, you will, in the challenge tier, you will only ever do the last tier. Like I said, you do have to do each one once to unlock the last tier. That should be the only time you're doing these lower level tiers. Now, in order to upgrade a mod, you have to have mod slicing materials. That you will get in mod battles. We have various materials that we will need to use to upgrade mods, and they are all here on Mod Battle 9. You have to go through each one of these to unlock the next tier, but once you get done with 8 and you unlock tier 9, you will never again touch 1 through 8. There is no reason to. They do not give you 5-dot mods. They don't give you mod slicing materials. There's zero reason to touch these again, other than one time to beat the node to unlock 9, and this is where you will farm your different materials. These first 3 areas are going to be for upgrading your 5-dot mods. Actually, these first 4. And in order to go from 5 to 6-dot and to upgrade your 6-dot mods, you will need to farm in conjunction with these first 4. These last 2, these are a lot rarer. They don't drop as often. These are going to be one of your banes of existence, as well as these are always coming and going. And then these are all needed right here in high quantity. You'll, over time, as you farm this node, you'll end up with a surplus of these and these through challenges, but early game, they're kind of hard to come by. You will end up farming a ton of these. These are needed for every tier of mod slicing after some of the lower level 5-dot mods. So you go through these pretty heavily as well. But really, in terms of farming these, you just have to make sure you're trying to take them up together. But early game, when you're not taking a ton up to 6, you're just trying to get more 5-dot mods and just trying to get mods on your characters. This is going to be your bread and butter right here, these first 4. Now, these mods, how often should you farm them? When should you farm them? That's a question I get a lot in my guild. And should you be refreshing? Yes, I think even early game, you need to be refreshing your mod energy at least 1 time a day. And here's why. This is the schedule that I think makes the most sense. You can do defense, crit chance, crit damage, tenacity, offense, potency, and speed 1 day a week in terms of just to get the mods. Do this with your energy when you do your dailies for the first time you log in. If it's not daily time, that's still fine. Just the first time you log in and you have your 144 mod energy, spend it on getting the mods. Then do your refresh and do the 150 crystal refresh a day of getting the mod materials. Now I did make a side note on this slide that you will not need as many tenacity, defense, potency, and even probably crit chance mods as much as you will need crit damage, offense, and speed. So once you have a decent stash of tenacity, defense, potency, and crit chance, change those days to more speed, more offense, more crit damage, but for the most part, speed. You want speed. Speed is the most important stat in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If your characters goes first, they go more often than not, you're going to win. And so it's very, very important that we get those speed mods up and running, and we get as many as we can. Why do we need all the speed? Because almost every character you're going to find needs that speed. To quote Mickey, Rocky's trainer, we need that greasy
fast speed. I show you a trick how to get speed in the blades. You have to wear that stinking sweatshirt. Brings you luck, you know what it brings flies.
You need the speed. We have a need and a need for speed. Greasy, fast, disgusting speed. We need them almost all the time for various different reasons. And almost every character is going to need speed, speed, speed. I know I keep saying speed. I'm just trying to really drive home that we need speed. It's the most important stat in the game, bar none. And I don't think that's how they originally designed it. There are a few characters that don't need speed sets, but they are few and far between in this game. So how do you know which speed or what characters need what? Well, that we can find at swgoh.gg. And on swgoh.gg, you'll log into the home page here. And then up here at search, you will just search the character that you're looking to add mods to. And you'll go to best mods, and it will tell you what the top player and the most players have these characters set at. More often than not, this is what you want to do. As you learn more about mods and characters, you're more than welcome, of course, to switch this up and change it to however you see fit. However, for Piet here, they're suggesting that you get a health set increase and a speed increase. So you want your arrow to have speed, they want your triangle to have crit damage, they want your circle to have protection, and they want your cross to have potency. And you can find all those, of course, once you get into your character. You will just come up here and you will be looking for those that it said we needed. And you can filter that way. And then you just need to find some of these that have speed. Typically, you don't want to take off of ones you already have set. And so you'll look to see if they have a speed mod. Hopefully you have an arrow with speed, and then you would just assign here, and then it will be in there. Then you want a crit damage, so we're hoping that you can find a crit damage. Early game, sometimes you just gotta take what you get until you get what is needed. Just track what you're doing that's not optimal, so you can go back and change it later. And then for cross, it said that it is potency for him, so we would look for a potency. Since you need 4, you're going to see if you can find, there we found a speed one, because you need 4 speeds, 2 healths. And then for circle, we needed protection. So this was our potency, now we need protection. So we're hoping to find a protection. Oh, perfect speed. Alright, so we only have speeds available here, and then we are hoping that we only have speed here. So now, once again, we're going to need to change one of these for a health. And now we have our set bonuses. Now you'll take these up to level 15, and then those set bonuses will increase from 5 to 10% speed, and from 5% health to 10% health. Now, we're going to go way more in depth into these mods in future videos. But just for now, in the beginning, I wanted to show you where you could farm the mods, what the bonuses are, and explain why they're important. And I wanted to show you where to go to find what mod should go on what character. Now this does take, obviously, a lot of time. This is for people that are going to be taking the game more serious than just casual players. If you're casual, just make sure that you're getting your set bonuses. That's the biggest thing. If you're not going to sit there and really like farm your mods, you're not going to take the time to slice them up over time optimally, and you're not going to take it serious because you're not worried about being a top end player. You just want to have a good time, and this is just going to take too long, then that's the main thing to focus on, is getting your set bonuses and trying to get the correct set bonuses. It takes a tiny bit of time to go and figure out what characters need what, but ultimately it is going to make your roster a lot better and those characters a lot better. I don't want to save any of that at the moment. We will be using Piet throughout this video series, showing you how to do things. Now, I keep saying the word slice. What is slicing? That is when we are increasing a mod. We're enhancing it. The first thing you have to do is upgrade it to various levels. This just takes credits. As you do this, you're going to reveal stats that are on that mod, and like what its primary stat is and what its secondary stat is. And we'll go more into depth on what mods we want to keep increasing and what mods we don't want to keep increasing in the next video. For today, this has been your nerdy stepdad, coming to you today with Mod 101, where to farm them, how to get them, when to get them. I do hope you all have a wonderful, amazing rest of your day. To my Bantha brothers, good luck in your territory battles and territory wars, and may the Force be with you.
Where are you going, nerdy?
For a nap.